Hey there community, so today I want to make another video about Bennu theory, or theory, which to be honest is kind of always annoying because would be better if existence in my mind could just be disregarding each other and not care too much about what happens and just go on their own way. But as long as people interact in a material plane with each other, I think binary always proves itself to be true. And today I try to explain you. That means we, meaning my spirit guides, and me, and the Foster Collective, try to present the concept of genetic paths or path. So let's start the video right now and the knowledge before the minute is over. So, psychosis pave. It's basically the basis for this. Psychosis pave means, in essence, this. Bennu theory 1. That was what we discussed in the previous video. The base insight on colliding fate, meaning it always causes Armageddon, meaning by the intersection of pathways in interwebbing, spatial or spatial intertwining of ideas causes different knowledge types and degrees to call for Armageddon, meaning an apocalypse. And the psychosis pave is a reason once the apocalypse is over, then Bennu theory is like a plane or playing field and just follows up into an idea or vindication to be called vindication is correct, to be called to an interchanging pattern of possible outcomes, meaning every action in material causes karma. So genetic, you, meaning not you, but you as a number. Our genetic code is ancestry, even epigenetic to a degree, meaning brought forth by previous achievement. Even though epigenetics is caused and brought forth by the individual, meaning the individual is changing the genetic code to the degree where it fits its lifestyle or living purposes or surroundings. Epigenetics is still just possible because of ancestry. It's because some ancestors in the past developed epigenetics to become true and be a possibility in the genetic code. Meaning genes arise from spirit is the theory behind that. It's not just coincidence, it's by genetic work, therefore not coincidental. And that means all genetic code is collective work of the every and meaning all beings. Yes. And what is the every now? Well, the every is free will of possibility of actions to be developed by knowledge, meaning thus all beings are contributors. Not every being is contributing equally, but equally because there is no bad knowledge, meaning knowledge in essence is nothing more than a collective work for the enhancement of free will by all beings contributing equally to the idea but not equal knowledge. But that is an equal contribution because there's no bad knowledge. So genetic pathways are the result of this. And that is quite difficult to explain because each single spirit to this is causing causation, is guiding an archetype or an egregore to be brought forth in the genetic code or anything that is similar to it. Thus, harming another being is fundament of or for racism. Because racism basically means that. It means you disregard the free will of others or the contributes of others and regard yours higher despite everything. It's not a very good argument because I think racism is always wrong even if a being would not contribute anything, but to this theory it's also impossible. Even if you just live, you contribute something already to the idea of consciousness. But if you try to use it, you become evil, and maybe evil beings don't contribute something. So maybe an evil being that just uses this idea for not contributing anything might actually then not be contributing anything. So we're always speaking about good beings or other evils than ultimate evil. So therefore genetic pathways develop by interaction. Meaning once you interact with another being, you get new knowledge by the interaction of the being. You can mire yourself out against this and try to absorb that, but then you still regard the playing field as something that is useful, meaning the ideas you put into the world, that you actually put into the world, you can claim to have ultimate power over. Of course, you need some compensation for it because you actually work, If you work, you need something for it because you spend time on something instead of just contributing by no bad knowledge. But that's despite the point. And it also doesn't mean that all the knowledge belongs to everyone, because that would disregard the speciality and the worth of every being. This just means that it's racism. Every harming other beings, animals, humans, everything is racism, and is this contributing something to the contribution. Now the rest is up to communism, capitalism, or any other social or wealthy system. And that means, to my degree and to my idea, the genetic pathways are thus an achievement of previous generation and plus or from other every else, meaning spirits in existence. And that, I think, I fairly could explain my point of view on that. But further, what I want to explain now is these slides here. They are basic knowledge, for example, but also further developed. Now, I wouldn't claim to need to be compensated for this because it's something I do right now, we do, to get knowledge out into the world. So for this video, I wouldn't need compensation. But for other videos, maybe yes, because I do need to cause my lifestyle and the way I live and what I do to be compensated in such an idea that I actually can further live. And furthermore, I couldn't also give all my knowledge away that I have because that's the power grid. It's a whole different idea that is also really metaphysical. And the power grid basically means that if you work for power, it's yours. And the knowledge behind it is not the knowledge that is the not bad or not good knowledge. It's the knowledge you achieved, the achieved knowledge. The pathway knowledge is a different knowledge to that. It's maybe how you interacted with the world during that. So we have two types of knowledge already here that are fundamental for the explanation why capitalism to a degree is okay, or capitalist communism, which I prefer or would prefer. That out of the way, of course, you do need to give away some knowledge in my mind. You do need to contribute something of the knowledge you achieve to society and the all. Otherwise, you would just cause racism again, and it also is really wrong. So, yeah, thank you for listening. See ya.